Next up, Amy Litzinger.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you guys a choice. Long or short?
The short part of the long version.
Long is only 2 pages.
Huh?
And short is only a paragraph.
What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to do both of them eventually. It's just going to wait till next month.
Huh?
You have to come back.
All right, so we'll do the long one. The long one is called Millennial Neverland. Millennial Neverland. They say, stop being such a nerd. But that's not actually what they mean. They don't mean stop reading, or stop learning, or stop acquiring knowledge. What they mean is stop being so interested. When we were little, they liked this quality. They laughed when we were too busy with our novels to speak at dinner parties. They thought we were intelligent. They gave us rewards for remembering novels well, giving us extra tests so that we could buy erasers or water bottles. They called us accelerated. They had contests to see who could read the most pages. They encouraged us to have discussion groups, but not anymore. Now they roll their eyes at us if we want to drop everything and read. Sure, all right, okay. They admit that we introvert millennials may be happier when we allow ourselves to read. But why do we admit it so readily? Self-care should be administered in dark corners of our bedrooms or on rare holidays. Our books should be picked up on our phones in grocery store lines while waiting for something else. Why must we talk about it so much? Why must we follow book news? Why must we post on Facebook asking for and giving recommendations almost constantly? Why do we trust each other so much with our time and energy that we still take the review and good book judgment of the guy who broke our heart 9 years ago? Why must we pre-order our books? Why do we speculate about the next book in a series? Why do we have long-winded discussions about who should be cast in a movie and why? Why must we complain about when plot lines diverge from canon? Why must we take sides between love interests? Why must we ascribe to teams? Why must we get publicly excited about the next development in reader world? Why can't we have real concerns? Why can't we just talk about our jobs in the level-headed, acceptable way with the right amount of excitement? Why can't we just grow up? Why can't we ever leave Neverland like Wendy, George, and Michael? When it's time to leave the nursery of storytelling, it's time to go out in the real world and make money, not escape into our pages and our screens. And we did, and we have. The problem is that some of us grew up to be storytellers and readers and writers and artists and storytellers and movie makers. And some of us have professional discussions about our favorite books. And some of us would rather talk about this than our job outside. And even those of us who don't, we spend our money on our stories. We buy dozens of hardbacks and paperbacks and Kindle books and Audible books. We buy each other's cafe press designs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, costume jewelry, blankets and decals, movie props, DVDs and digital copies, even Blu-ray special editions. We may be one of the single groups that keeps Amazon and Voodoo standing. It's not so much that we spend so much time on our reading hobby that's the problem. It's that we spend so much of our hard-earned money on it, especially me. As a person with a disability, they expect us to want to escape our lives and be simultaneously well-adjusted. If we must have hobbies, it is preferred we have one shot group expensive super crip ones like skydiving instead of something solo and mundane like painting or reading. Note to self, apparently it does not adequately inspire the public to hear that your ideal $12 weekend is to watercolor to show tunes with a cup of Abuelita's brand hot chocolate and a snoring dog underfoot. As children, we were content to simply declare that we were going to write like Harry the Spy, that we envied Brian's adventure, perhaps that we too saw Jonas's red apple. Maybe we used a word or two from Phantom Tollbooth or Cocapelli's flute when we wanted to sound precocious. That was fine. We were young and cute. But when 20-somethings use Camp Half-Blood as a pseudo-legitimate reference to Greek mythology, we've gone too far. We can't really admit to being envious of Antonio for knowing his calling from Ultima. Ender's class motto is not an acceptable list of life lessons. Reading Castor Girl diaries for a grad school assignment feels like a dirty little secret. And referring to the Mockingjay is only marginally acceptable because a similar president is currently in office. And don't agree with each other that everything John Green publishes is simultaneously about every single one of us and a great escape from our divergent and dauntless selves. But I'll admit it, right here and right now, even if it means that I'm semi-permanently stuck in millennial bookworm Neverland. I wear Gryffindor socks and a Hogwarts half snuggie and a t-shirt that says, "I solemnly swear I am up to no good." It's on right now. And my mischief is never actually managed. I have a shirt that says, "What about second breakfast?" And most of the time I'm legitimately asking the question when I'm wearing it. And one that talks about falling in love and falling asleep, because I know the real meaning of the question, okay? And a t-shirt that declares what fear does and what makes me up according to Tobias Eaton. One that declares where the enemy's gate is, and solidly declares me Team Malik. Interpret as you will. Although if you must know, the sometimes leader of the Forks wolf pack has often caught my attention. My sweatshirt declares me a shadow hunter. My jewelry might gain me entry into Gadsby's mansion. And the extra blanket of on my bed might remind you of Snow's fiery arrow-pointed death. My art is tinged with life under the sea, Calypso band not yet included. And I want to be loved for being a wise girl. A newsfeed update for adultier adults. As much as I love the smell of book glue from probably slightly moldy paperbacks, I care more about my independent access to books. Quit being a digital snob. It is not my #life goal to grow out of this. It's not a phase, and that is not maturity. I'm a nerd, and it will be on display as soon as I can figure out how to wear that many layers of clothing at a time. Who knows? It may have to be an art piece. I might even wear them in public, or gasp, wear them to work. Who knows? If I ever decide to grow up, if I ever decide to stop being honest about what makes me happy and come back from Millennial Neverland. Alright, you only get one for now. The rest is later.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Duke.
right. You made it.
Vietnam or guitar player?
Yeah, as a musician, you can't trust them.
My name's Eric.